No, we're gonna lift each other up and stand this world. Up this morning, every time and every mother. Up we stand this world. You have every doubt. Let you know. Let's lift each other up and watch it grow. This morning, Lord, we're gonna lift each other up and stand this world. Up this morning, every child, every mother. Up we stand this world. Well, I know that wound's been heavy, child, and your hopes been trapped in ice. Oh, but we can bring our sparks together till the bonfires are burning bright. Oh, you know we have the power now to make a new day for us this night. You have my love inside you. Then you know. Let's lift each other up and watch it grow. Up this morning, Lord, we gonna lift each other up and stand this world. Well, I know that we've all stumbled, child, and we're falling on our knees. Oh, I know we cried for peace and mercy when nobody's heard our pleas. Oh, but now the walls are falling down between us and them and we. You have no love inside you. Then you know.
I'm James Kirk. I'm Michi Hoyer, and you're watching simnews.tv.
Raceview.nl, where you and your league can get live timing updates every 2 seconds with stint analysis and an auto-generated track map, whilst also enjoying an overlay for your live broadcasts. Get your 30-day subscription on up to 3 servers for only $3.99. WCS League, where racing is entertainment, uses Raceview.nl for all their live timing. Why don't you check it out too?
Living for enough, got feels that it's stop. There's no need to pretend, all my dreams are in your hands. People get used to doubt, wait from them, we're in love. There's no need to pretend, here's my heart, you can get. Nothing won't be lost if you try. I'm pretty sure it's worth. You'll change your life. Nothing won't be lost if you dive so deep into my heart. Nothing won't be lost if you try. I'm pretty sure it's worth. You'll change your life. Nothing won't be lost if you dive so deep into my heart. Living for enough, got feels that it's stop. There's no need to pretend, all my dreams are in your hands. People get used to doubt, wait from them, we're in love. There's no need to pretend, here's my heart, you can get. Nothing won't be lost if you try. I'm pretty sure it's worth. You'll change your life. Nothing
Virtual Race Car Engineer 2020, the intermediate level tuning software for racers. Can you come up with your own baseline setup but are still slower than most? Don't know what to do when you gain that extra bit of speed to compete for podium spots? The Virtual Race Car Engineer is for you. Virtual Race Car Engineer fine-tunes your existing baseline setup to get the most out of your car, and fast, offering whole lap and corner specific advice. Virtual Race Car Engineer will get the very best out of your setup. In the process, the driver tailors the setup to his individual needs and feel. The end result is a comfortable, reliable, and fast race setup ready to challenge for the top positions. The 2020 version brings you even more car choices, more session choices, and individual car options than ever before. An improved lap wizard to tailor advice to your individual handling problems really makes all the difference. Have you always wanted a knowledgeable engineer by your side? Well, Virtual Race Car Engineer is just that, and means tuning your personal race car setups couldn't be easier.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the finale of the WCS Voltage series here this evening. I'm David Carter. I'm back for the finale, and back again is our co-commentator Iain Berryman as well. Great to hear for this finale here, Iain, and just in the middle of qualifying. But I say the track of choice being Monaco, it should be a dramatic one.
Well, I think we'd be disappointed if it wasn't after the last few where it seemed like maybe the track hasn't suited the cars. We've had nothing but action, so I'm expecting borderline insanity, I think, here.
It should be good. It's just, I say we've got 11 cars taking part today in this race. Quite a busy evening going on in the sim racing world. But I hope you all enjoy it, of course. Just going through the final stage of qualifying. And as you can see in the top of the standings, Mark Hutchison on official pole. We've got a few guest appearances here tonight as well. We've got 3 drivers in for the final round. We've got Jack Mayer, Josh Downard, and Lazarus Philippakos, who I believe we're showing now on stream. Just going around the final corner as well. They'll be making guest appearances here for this evening's event as well. Philippakos comes across the line. He's actually bottom of the 7 in the standings so far. But it's Hutchison from Jack Mayer from Campbell Wallace and Michael Wilson from Josh Downard, Cass Rietfeld, and Lazarus Philippakos. Stoyan Barbakov has had a very dramatic year so far this year. Has put himself up to P3 as well. Obviously, in a little recap from, actually, I've just noticed Hygo Puma going to P2 as well. He's been testing a lot last couple of days or so and putting his RSR car on the front row of the grid. But it's been a dramatic event last week, wasn't it, Ian? You know, I was watching it in the hotel room in Manchester, and I was watching at home, and goodness, it was dramatic. You know, power saving all the way to the end, but very, very close battles as well, and then drama at the end.
Yeah, it was bubbling all race, obviously with the enormous, what seemed like a 2,000 car train at one point. So yeah, it was another one that we were sort of, is there going to be any action? You know, is the track really going to promote much overtaking? Of course, only a few overtaking places on that track, but wow, did it deliver. But I'm just looking, Jack Mayer, obviously MDR, hashtag sender, has come into this one. He's in P3 at the minute, well, P3, see, anybody else has got Philip Kraus and Cameron Rogers still to set times. So he's done really well. Obviously, we don't know how much practice he's put in. But yeah, what are you expecting from this one, David? Are we expecting just absolute carnage, or do you think they might try and behave out there?
I think they behave themselves for a little bit, at least at the start. Fingers crossed that's the case. We do like to promote good behaviour at WCS. You know, it's all about fun at the end of the day. One thing I will say is in the championship, in theory, it's very close. Matthew Clip in the standings, but he's not here today. And Cam Roger, who's on a lap at the moment, actually, he's just going through the first part of the lap for his flag to flag Aurora car. He's 1 point behind Clip in the championship, so if he just finishes the race, he will pretty much become champion unless Mark Hutchison wins the race, because the gap between Roger and Hutchison is 14 points. For finishing 11th, you get 5 points, and for taking the win, it's 20. But of course, you need to get fastest lap as well for a point. And Mark Hutchison also finishing on pole. Whoever gets pole also gets a point as well. So this is an important lap for Cameron Roger here as he comes across the line. Philip Krause finished P2. Cameron Roger P6. He's not been a great qualifier this year, Cameron Roger, but he's done a pretty solid job nonetheless. But Hutchison takes that bonus point, which could be so critical, become the end of this event. So Hutchison from Philip Krause, Poom, Mayer, Barbikov, the top 5. We're just going to have to. We just need to sort out a couple of little bits and pieces in the meantime. So there might be a little bit of a delay, but we will crack on in the meantime.
Just to clarify,
well.
David, the gap between Hutchinson and Clip is 15 points, not 14. So he's got to find an extra point.
Between Clip and Hutchison, yeah. So between
Yeah.
Roger and Hutchison was 14, now down to 13.
Now 13.
So game on there. Also, as you can see in the standing as well, again not here today, Milan Ratkovic in P4, so it's a great chance for the likes of Hage Poom to move up the standings as well. Sals Ferreira again not here today. Campbell Wallace has got a great chance to move up as well as Philip Krause. And of course, Storm Barbikov as well. We expect to have a good event here today as well. Teams Championship, flag to flag Aurora. Top of that, 129 points from RSR. Them two teams have really been the benchmark, all pretty much consistently from the start. You got Cliffhanger Racing in P3. They're under a bit of pressure from LARP Sim Racing team, who came in after round 3, or round 4 actually, as well. And then Royal Blue, and then HM Engineering Drive Game Seat, and then HM Engineering 2 rounding out the standings there as well. But it's been an interesting one actually. Lots of Cliffhanger, LARP as well. 2 brand new teams, and they've done a very respectable job here. Ian, it just goes to show, attendance is key. Obviously, those solid results, but having up to 3 cars, if you get 3 cars in those points positions, it can really help you out in those teams championship.
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously, only 2 out of the 3 cars can score, as you know. But I think it's more you can use that to take points away from the other drivers and teams. So definitely a big positive for doing it. And I think LARP have shown, like you say, coming in on round 4, and they're already slap bang, well, sort of in the top half of the table there. So yeah, it's a lot of strategies to be done. Obviously, a shame that Clip can't be here today, because, like we said, unless Roger and Hutchinson don't finish, it's unlikely that Clip's going to be able to sort of take that championship win. But it'll be interesting to see for both Roger and Hutchinson's how they approach this race, because obviously they're going to have to be a little bit more careful this time around, because if they end up in the wall, although these cars are incredibly durable, it seems, they do end up in the wall. That could really sort of destroy their championship. So yeah, we might see them behaving and being a little more cautious potentially. Barbikov out there, obviously, he's not got as much to lose. He's always happy to get his elbows out. So yeah, could be quite a combination of calm and brutality. It'll be interesting to see.
It will be. I'm just checking the YouTube chat there as well. David H, always involved as well. Great to see here. Storm Barbikov obviously racing as well. Wish you the best of luck, Miguel Enriquez. Martin Todorov, obviously got his loyal support there for Storm Barbikov. We hope you enjoy this final round of the championship. Next series, we don't know what's actually been announced as of yet. I think that's very much in the pipeline the next sort of few weeks or so for a new Rfactor 2 series. That's currently going into planning phase, shall we say.
I did actually see, David, a video on Twitter, sorry to cut in there, of an Amazon box doing a lap of Spa. So maybe we could have the Amazon box championship. It's just an idea I've had. Carry on, sorry.
Yeah, we
course,
noticed
yeah.
it was on the primes, wasn't it, when it did that lap?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so. It seemed to be that way. But no. Oh, that's
It's
so
the final round. Come on, guys. You know, all the good ones went in round 1. All right. Let's face it. So we'll dwell on that a little bit, but no, it's something we're in discussions about. You know what we're going to do next. If you've got any suggestions for a championship, you know, or a series to us to at least dwell about and think about, you know, put it in the chat, and we can see what we can come of it. You know, probably obviously another Rfactor 2 series. But let's see what we can surprise you with in the next coming weeks and
we'll try
months
do
going
something
into this
creative.
year.
Maybe go-karts around Nordschleife. Let's do something different. They want entertainment.
It would be, you know, maybe get that. Maybe that Rfactor 1 horse racing one. That'd be.
Oh yes.
That'd be a.
I suppose the only problem with that is everybody would be on equal horsepower.
Oh dear me.
Don't worry, it's the last one of the season. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna keep quiet now. I'm gonna leave while I can. Here we have 2 minutes and 20 seconds of warm to go. I understand there's both discussions at the moment whether Philip Kraus is going to get a penalty for qualifying for cutting. Looks like cutting one of the chicanes. But we'll see. You know, we'll see what the grid looks like in a few months' time. Obviously, when we get some information, we'll let you know as well. But obviously, Ian, you know, final round of the championship. You know, Formula E. You know, there's a few communities now looking to do Formula E championships and series. Obviously, we've done a bit of a mixture of tracks here, not to everyone's liking, admittedly, but. What's your thoughts about this series, just from obviously sitting in the commentary box that we've done here pretty much all year?
I think, obviously, I watched week 1. Wasn't involved in commentary at that point. From the spectators' point of view, I think it's been a huge success. I know there's been a little bit of feedback from the drivers themselves that they weren't overly happy with some of the tracks, but I think from the entertainment point of view, and obviously from us sat here watching, I think it's been absolutely stunning. One of the things I've sort of urged Mike to do is to consider perhaps a full season. I know, again, we're very limited on tracks. Hopefully it's something Rfactor will bring out as time goes on. But I think the series, obviously in real life, is gaining traction. It's becoming more and more popular. Yeah, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So, yeah, I'd love to see a bit more, definitely.
All we need now is Jack Nichols to, he's free at the moment, doing a lot of stuff. All we need him is to come and take one of these Formula E races, and we'll be fine, you know. I'd happily back out for him to jump in the car spot to do one of these races, you know. That'd be great. So, Jack, if you are around, wouldn't mind having you in the box one day.
I think you're underselling yourself, David. I think we've got the dream team right here.
Well, that's it. There's definitely plenty of content and banter we can have in this
absolutely. And
race.
From one David to another, I can see David H in the chat booing. I don't know if that's at me or just generally the Renault engine. I'm not quite sure. Sorry, David, carry on.
Oh dear me. But grid is formed up, you know, and warm-ups all sorted out. So we're going to go straight into the grid here. It is Philip Kraus has been sent back to the field for his corner cutting antics in qualifying. So I'll just review the grid here. It's Mark Hutchison on pole position, from Hygo Poon, from Jack Mayer, from Stoyan Barbakov, Cam Roger, Campbell Wallace, Michael Wilson, Josh Daniel, Castrick Veld, Lazarus Philippakos, who's already very, very quickly onto the grid. He's actually on a controller for this race. He's well known for that. So he's going to be having some fun and games getting the power down out of some of these corners, and Philip Kraus ran at the back of the grid of this 11-car field here this evening. I hope we can enjoy this final round. You know, drivers as well. You know, that something might be excited around Monaco, or just simply relieved that the season's over. We'll find out probably afterwards. But they're all lining up now as the 5 lights are around, and for the final time this series, these green lights are about to wash away and go out, and it's a good start from Hutchison. He gets the power down very nicely indeed. Poom tucks him right behind. Then you got Barbakov attacking around the outside already. Into on a bit of contact, Barron and Boring. You got a sideways flag the flag car, 3 wide at the back of the field as well. Oh, contact straight away there, Ian. Look at that. And they're still bumping and Boring as they're going towards the hairpin.
Absolutely. I think it was Josh Downard, Wilson, and Ritfield got. We were going 3 wide into the hairpin, which is, not ideal. But Hutchinson, like you say, getting a pretty good start. So he's about 7 tenths ahead of Boom. Jack Mayer in 3rd, Barbakov 4th. But more importantly, everybody managed to just keep facing in the right direction. So no major losers from the start. Philip Kraus not really able to pick up any positions. But as always, it's a long race. Actually, he goes up the inside, but that didn't work out. It's cost him more time as opposed to gaining. But yeah, is it going to be like last time? Are we going to see a bit of a train? Is it all going to come to a head and explode? Or are they going to be a bit more feisty knowing it's the final one? Obviously, a few people in there that aren't normally here for a bit of fun to try it out. They've got nothing to lose. And obviously the head of those is Jack Mayer at the minute in P3.
I think it's going to be a bit of out-of-school term fun, isn't it? You know, for a few of these guys. And as I say that, Rick Mount and Fred Packers at the back of the field have had it coming together, but that allows Philip Kraus to get past both of them, going into the back and then through the swimming pool section as well, going through into sector 3.
That made a bit easier, didn't it?
That was not bad at all. You know, good opportunity there, but that was Philip Packers down the inside of Rick Bell into that hairpin as well, which really affected both of those momentum. But back up front, we have got Hutchinson still controlling the pace from Hygo Poom and from Jack Mayer and Barbakov as well. These 4 look very, very good. But at the moment, Cameron Rogers that very, very important P5, and if he stays there, that'll be his championship and his 2 tickets to the Formula E Prix in Berlin in his back pocket as well. If he finishes there.
Just having a look at the standings now. I'm trying to see what Hutchinson can do. Not a lot, to be honest, if Roger finishes. So it's really at this point Rogers to lose, isn't it? Looking at the point spread at the minute, I don't think there's a lot Hutchinson can do other than just stay out in front, take the win, and hope that Roger has some serious bad luck.
No, Hygo's really motivated to win today. He's had some bad luck this year, and he hasn't been able to take victory but at any point. But now he's looking really under attack. He's put a great run out of turn 1 and 2. Now looking around the outside, which is not the ideal place to be. He's going to find it very difficult to get through there. He's going to be, I think Hutchinson's going to be doing a lot of what are called the Barbakov line, going into these hairpin bends. Just hold the inside for your dear life for the whole race, pretty much, as we've seen a couple of weeks ago, for example. But Hutchinson looking good. But I say there's not much power save needed here. You can go pretty much flat out on the power all the way around. So it's going to be more to do with aggression and how much speed you can extract out of these cars, rather than necessarily strategic moves going on with the power and the lifting coast, for example, as well. But everyone in this race still pounding round, still looking pretty good. But Hutchinson building a gap to about a second now.
Yeah, speaking of aggression, I'm just riding on board with Barbakov at the minute. I wonder how long it is before he has a bit of a punch up the inside of Jack Mayer at the minute. Jack Mayer pulling away slightly. The last lap they were sort of like, I think Jack went almost defensive into the hairpin, but this time round, Barbakov just a little bit further back. So everybody's being very well behaved, aren't they?
They are. Hygo's attacking though. He's closing up to the back of Hutchinson now to go through this final section of track. As I know, these cars look a bit slow around this circuit, but I say it's going to be very, very feisty. You know, you see some great action as the event unfolds. So now just going to finish the 5th lap of this race, you know, and we're expecting a lot of laps here today. Probably looking around the sort of 60 mark for this race. So a long, long way to go for these guys. And battling behind, obviously, looking just a bit further back, just from my view, got Campbell Wallace all in his own as P6, and he got Michael Wilson, Downard in 8, Philip Kraus, Philippakis and Castro rounding out the field of 11 cars. But now Cameron Roger looks like he's closing up to the back of a bit of these 4 cars. As they go round out to the back end of the circuit.
Yeah, but these top 4, obviously at the minute separated by just over a second. just watching on board with Hygo Boom through turn 1. He's very well. He seems to be lifting a lot earlier than Hutchinson, but a couple of times he tried getting the power down out of the turn 1, maybe going in slow, come out quicker than and try and get obviously a run down to the hairpin, but every time he's tried it so far, the back has just flicked out on him, which obviously isn't ideal for your tyre wear. Just again, here we go into turn 1. He's a little bit more aggressive this time. Yeah, again, I think we can see every time Hutchinson is going defensive, he's aware Poom's there, and I think the moment he has a bit of a lapse of concentration, I reckon Poom will probably have a stab. He's keeping nice and close anyway.
Love to see the fans getting involved in the chat as well. Miles1231000 involved, Vanka Leonov, Martin Todorov as well involved in the chat. Thank you very much. And if you've got any questions about WCS at all, or how the season's gone on, or more information about a particular driver, just let us know. We can get Carrie answer any questions you may have as well. As Hutchinson now still holding up this nice train of cars. I'd say it's a train of 5 now.
Yeah.
Going through start-finish line once again.
I mean, the beauty for Cameron Rodgen here, he hasn't got to do anything, really, other than keep it out the wall. He can quite happily sit on the back of these 4. You can see he's not pushing Barbakov at all. Maybe he hasn't got the pace. Maybe he has. Maybe he's just thinking, yeah, I'm just going to sit here and take this championship. I don't need to do anything. Obviously, Mark Hutchinson in the opposite position is taking pole. He's leading. He needs Cameron to basically DNF. So this could be quite an easy one for Cameron. No real pressure, to be honest. He's not got to push ahead. Maybe the driver in him will. Obviously, as the laps go on and the time comes down, maybe he will think, sod it, let's go for a few positions here. But yeah, I think he's got quite an easy afternoon, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cameron as well, he's not going to be hoping for too much action ahead of him as well. Hutchinson likewise, but obviously the likes of Pooh, Mayer and Barbakov, they want this. They want to take a podium. They want to take race victory if they possibly can. And it looks like Hygo Poom's put the boost down there out of that corner. Look at that drive. He gets down the straight there. Into the lead goes Hygo Poom. And he's worked for it, and he's got that position. So RSR leads here around the streets of Monaco.
Just to say that, Kraus is having a little look up the inside of Downard, who's actually gone into the side of Michael Wilson there at the hairpin. Those 3 getting very feisty. Obviously battling at the minute over 7th place. But yeah, like I said with Poom the last couple of laps, it looks like he's been trying different ways through turn 1 to see where he can get the best traction out. Clearly found that power down, and like you said, left Hutchinson dead. So he's starting to pull ahead now. So Jack Mayer is all over the back of Mark Hutchinson now. As he switches to the outside, he'll be optimistic if he can get round there. As we come through turn 1 into that hairpin again, and Barbakov very, very close as Hutchinson goes defensive.
Mayer's trying the same thing.
Yeah.
Mayer's through as well, and also goes Barbakov as well, as Hutchinson, I think, to let everyone through there. Or it certainly looked like it. That's a very strange move there, but it's freed up the guys at the front. The Hygo Poom drifting it around to back corner there as well. Did a great job. He just touched the wall a little bit, but he could have went wrong there. But good car control to keep it going and keep the gap. I say gap now. You're looking at about a second between him and Jack Mayer, and I say Barbakov there as well. In P3 as Mayer almost spins into the wall at the final corner as well, as does Cameron Rodgen as well, just riding the curve very, very heavily as well. So that's the top 5. Looking back, actually, a great little train. Campbell Wallace leading it now.
Cass Retfield is out of the race.
Oh, yes, he is. And he's had an accident. Oh, and that's where the accident is. He actually went through the fast chicane by the swimming pool, and he's hit the wall, and he's actually lost the wheel and suspension. So he's completely out of this race.
The cars do break. There we go. It had to happen eventually. Looks like the damage isn't completely impossible. But no, bad luck for Cass in this one. I'm just wondering, what's Mark Hutchinson's game plan here? Has he realised that the chances are that low and he's going to slow down and murder Cameron Rodger? Is that what he's doing?
No, not too sure. We'll soon find out as the time goes on. Maybe saving the tyres, because the rears do spin up a lot around this circuit. You've got a lot of acceleration zones. The rear tyres, if you don't manage them, they do spin up a lot. You can generate a lot of heat. and ruined the traction that these zones. Maybe it's just a strategic part to say, okay, let's take it easy for a little bit. Let these 3 guys ahead just fight out for the time being. But as I say, that's going on further back as well. So it's literally 2 battles of 5 cars. You got the front 5, got the back 5 at the back of the field. Wallace, that is Philip Krause, but Wilson passed Downard. Yeah, nicely done.
Into the chicane there. Just a reminder, obviously, the final round of the Voltage series here. Don't forget to head over to the WCS website and the Discord, both of which are in the description, obviously, to keep up to date with what's coming next, all the news, all the action going forward. As I say, links for those are both in the description. But we have got Krause going up the inside of Wallace into the final corner. Little bit of contact. But Campbell Wallace has managed to stay ahead, but Krause is side by side as they head into turn 1. And now we've got Wilson up the inside as well. Krause
Campbell Wallace getting absolutely mugged there, you know, inside and outside down the straight. But Krause was keeping it around the outside of about 3 corners and managed to do it just about.
Up the inside of Wallace as well.
Oh, Wallace is dropping right back through the field. It's like everyone's just switched up the power a little bit. But yeah, Downard through as well. And he now Philip
Roger, by the way, ahead of Hutchinson.
He is. I'm just going to see where that was. I think it may have been at the hairpin bend. Let me just try and find out. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, spinning the back wheels out of Anthony Nose, or just as they go into Anthony. I wonder if he's hurting his tyres. I wonder if his tyres are just absolutely red hot, because he's, say, the man that took pole has got no pace in the race. He's now 2 seconds behind Cameron Roger.
Drop right back. As well, we'll keep an eye on his progress. Actually, Philip Krause is up to 6 as well. He's only 5.5 seconds behind Hutchinson at this time being. It's going to be interesting to see if Krause does catch up to the back of the LARP racing car. How quickly he does that as well. But we'll soon find out as the coming laps. Back at the front of the field, Higapim still leads. Jack Mayer and from Barbakov. These 3 have just pulled right away now for the battle for 4th position. Well, it's not even a battle anymore. Rogers on his lonesome in 4th. From Hutchinson in 5th. These 3 at the front of the field doing a very, very good job as we just finished the 14th lap of this race. There's still a long, long way to go. We're about 1/3 distance in this race. We're coming up to that 1/3 distance very, very shortly. Next couple of laps also.
So just to answer a quick question we've had come in from Miguel Enriquez, how can we apply for WCS races? David?
So you could, when a series comes out, you can actually sign up in the forum as well. You can also let our admin or owner Mike Pittman know as well, and then you could sign up your team, or basically you can contact a team to drive for them, and then if they accept you, the team will then forward yourself as a driver for that team. But yeah, if you get involved in the forum, get involved in the Discord. There's always myself or Mike Pittman or another member of staff who can help you out, get started, get yourself all the mods, all the information if you wanted to. So I'm just watching Barbakov and inside of Poom. Mayer's in the lead. We've caught that off camera, but Barbakov's up to 2nd place. That's why Poom's looking. Wow, look at that move there from Poom. Already down the inside. He's having none of it. These 2 have raced hard very, very much for the whole season. Poom and Barbakov, even at round 1, they was racing for the lead. So this is a battle they've had all season long.
Kudos for Jack Mayer turning up out of nowhere and leading the race.
I know, I'm completely caught. I'm going to try and keep an eye, actually, see where he did it actually. Better late than never, of course.
Absolutely. Oh, that's driving really well. Josh Downard is currently down in 8th. It's obviously the other half of NDR, so they're having mixed fortunes in this race.
They are, and it's all down to experience. These cars are not for the faint-hearted. They are tricky cars to master. There's a lot of torque in these cars, so it's just really about throttle management.
Barbakov just slammed into the back of Poom, sent him sideways through turn 1. I wonder if he's going to have an almighty Barbakov stab up the inside. No, he's been pretty good there into the hairpin.
It looked like Poom let Jack pass down the start-finish straight, and then Pat Mayer just sailed past him,
Gotcha.
As a result of Poom lifting off. But fingers crossed, you can see Mayer do well here and have a great battle up at this front of the field. Obviously, this is Mayer's first Formula E race in WCS. I'm not too sure if he's done his research, all the energy saving and etc. to see how it managed the full race or not, but they should be fine.
So is this MDR confirmed for the next Voltage series?
We'll find out. I'm not one to say. I'm not involved much, but we'll hopefully we'll run this series again with maybe more tracks and hopefully more teams.
There goes
I'm interested in
Barbakov.
Looking down the inside, very tight entry to the corner. He wasn't far enough alongside, but watch out for Cameron Roger as well. He's caught up to the back of this trio now. He's closing in slowly. Another gap man is closing up to the back of someone. Philip Kraus is closing up to Hutchinson as well. Like I thought, the gap there. Now he's looking at 2 seconds, so he's catching up, but quite a few tenths a lap to the back of Hutchinson. Also further back as well, Wilson's holding up Downard and Philippakos. That's about for 7th place now. Campbell Wallace is all in slows from Dan in 10th position. Oh, there's a lunge there as well. Philippakos down inside. This is for P8. Can't quite get the move done, but he really did get down inside of Josh Downard there. Couldn't get the move done, unfortunately, though. But that was an interesting lunge down inside going into the hairpin.
Just on board with Cameron Roger now as we head towards the hairpin. He's all over the back. Barbakov, I don't know if he made a mistake through turn 1, but he has dropped off the back of Hygo Plume, who is now hounding Jack Mayer. And Cameron Roger, I think, was halfway into a move on Barbakov into the hairpin, but definitely thought better of it. But yeah, Jack Mayer now, is he perhaps energy saving? Because we're going to have 3 cars, Hygo Plume, Barbakov and Roger, all nose to tail, I think, by the end of this lap. So yeah, the action never stops, does it? Let's be honest, it never does. And there's every time we've done these comms, there's a part of me that thinks at some point in the race, is it a bit quiet, and then all of a sudden it explodes. So
explodes. That Jack now being the cork in the bottle, so to speak, and it's all pressuring it behind him. And as I say, the longer you sit behind someone, it's just natural to get more and more frustrated, more and more impatient, and then you kind of think, oh, sod it, I'm just going to go for it, try and get past him. I say it's one of these circuits as well. As long as you're good out of the traction zones, you should be all right to hold position. It's all about traction. And if you're running at full power for most of this lap, it's going to be very difficult for the guy behind to get past. If you can save a bit of energy while doing it as well, that's all the better, because you can just put your foot down at some point in this race and get yourself a nice little gap.
Barbakov definitely seems to be struggling with the traction zones the most, I think, out of this top 4 at the minute. I keep seeing him with the back end swirling out as he re-grabs control of it. But
contact between the leaders! Hygo Plume and Mayer did well to save it, but Barbakov's passed. Because Plume went into the back of Mayer and the braking there. So Barbakov takes advantage.
Does he, Barbakov?
No, he does not. It's like it slips down like a greased piglet down the inside. He was straight down there. Not messing about whatsoever. That is great opportunity in there. Obviously, Barbakov a real life racer as well, so he's been in that sort of situation before, obviously in real life. But even doing it on a SIB, it is satisfying.
Josh Jalnard has just fallen victim to Philippakos. I'm going to go
got it.
With.
Nailed it.
That'll do. Philippakos, yeah, we've known each other for years.
You also nailed Josh Jalnard as well, but we'll ignore that.
Josh Jalnard is one of those drivers. Drives for DMR, I think. But no, so he's down to 9th place, unfortunately. Michael Wilson able to sort of get a little bit of time, a little bit of space now between himself and those two with them battling. I wonder if Josh is going to be able to do anything into the hairpin now. He looks too far back on this time out. But Barbakov now is all over the back of Jack Mayer, so expect he straight lines that part of the track every lap. So might have to watch himself there. He could find himself in trouble if he keeps doing that.
Just looking at the comments as well, got Franco Leonov saying about GPWC tomorrow. You're absolutely right. You say quite a few of these drivers involved over there. Actually, I'm totally not involved. in a team tomorrow. But we'll in there for the Super Cup. But I hope you look forward to that as well. It's another great spectacle to look forward to. But looking out the back of the corner, Hygo Poom again looking to recover. It's lost time and position to Barbakov, getting a great slide out of turn 1 and 2. But look at this now. It's looking almost like a 6-car train for the lead. With Kraus and Hutchinson now actually Kraus passed Hutchinson as well, which is not a real surprise. But Kraus is really up for this.
I think we're going to end up with cork in the bottle situation in a minute as Barbakov all over the back of Mayer through this section every lap. I wonder if this is where Jack is choosing to perhaps harvest a little bit of energy, because the three behind him do seem to close right up as they come through that swimming pool section. But here we go again. Turns 1 and 2. Who can keep it in a straight line? Who's going to have the lack of traction? It seems to be the choice place for overtaking, obviously.
Barbakov looking. He's having a sniff, isn't he? He really is having a sniff out the corner. Poom as well, trying to line himself up, maybe for a position here. Ooh, getting a bit offline there, but looking pretty decent.
That's a over the curb there.
Yeah, he was. I say that's 5-car battle now because Hutch backed off now. He's not getting involved at all. I suspect that actually likes of Philippakis and Danon might actually catch at the back of Mark Hutchinson next few laps or so. Wilson's dropped back to the clutches of Campbell Wallace as well. 5-car train here for the lead. Mayer still holding up. Obviously, it's not just the braking, actual point of braking, it's like the lifting and coasting that actually puts off a lot of drivers more than anything else because this guy ahead's going to lift off at some point. You don't know when, and people's starting point like that, Barbakov closing up against the back of Mayer. It looks like Mayer's doing maybe actually lifting coasting a little bit more than likes of Barbakov.
Yeah, I think you can see how close he is as he goes defensive into the hairpin / chicane. Michael Wilson, just to let you know, his race seems to be going from bad to worse. He's obviously fallen behind Philippakis and Josh Downard, and then he straight lined to the swimming pool, had to lift, and he's now got Campbell Wallace all over the back of him. Those two fighting over the final 10th position. But yeah, Wilson's had a torrid couple of laps, 7th to 9th.
I suspect as well, if you've got damage, if you look at his steering, if you go on board with Michael Wilson as well, you can actually see going a straight line. He's having to turn a little bit to the right as well. I think he's got damage on one of the corners of the car. I think it's the rear left tyre. It's actually got a little bit of camber. It's like the tyre's facing out a little bit as well, so it's naturally trying to steer to the right as well. So he's going to be struggling on for the rest of this race. Speaking of which, it's now half distance in this race, so 25 laps gone. I expect about 25 laps to go if they all behave themselves. Back up front, Mayer still leads in his debut race.
He is doing a good job, is Jack.
I say for a first-time race as well. It's a shame really he didn't do the full season because I say he could have been up there in quite a few of these races. So he's practicing as well. I know that. We had a little chat beforehand. He said, "You know what? I'm really enjoying these streets of Monaco. You know, he seems naturally quite comfortable with this type of car. As I say, it's not for everybody. So he's really, really enjoying himself with this, especially when out in front. He's enjoying it a damn sight more."
Yeah, even when you have got Barbakov filling up your mirrors. I'll tell you what, Poom looks a little bit closer this lap. I genuinely thought he was going to go for that then. He did dart over to the right, but thought better of it. But like you say, we've now got a nice train of 6 cars going all the way back to Hutchinson.
Yeah, Hutchinson's closed up again now. And actually, so Philip Kraus set the fastest lap of this race, 52.587. As well, I said he's looking pretty quick, and he's closed up the back of these guys really quickly. And now he is on the train. And now Hutchinson also, he's expecting that Mayer's actually holding these guys up a little bit. Yeah, it's like he's just setting his own pace and obviously taking those defensive lines as well. I think he's definitely backing them up.
Mayer's definitely had a little bit of luck on his side, obviously with 2 ahead having a little bit of impact earlier on, but he's got the pace to be there. Wow, that was very close to the wall as he came in. So are we going to see Hygo Poom switch to the outside and not find a way past? Yes, we are. But yeah, maybe Mayer's struggling with the tyres a little bit. Maybe he's just, like you say, in the lead, comfortable to defend where needs be. and is setting the pace of the race. But either way, he's doing a good job to keep the likes of Barbakov, Puma, and Roger behind him at the minute.
Yes, and you see Barbakov is slightly faster down the straights as well. But Mayer's just got the traction out of these corners to hold on. But Cameron Roger in P4 is hounding the back of Hygo Puma as well. I've noticed he's close right to the back of him in the last couple of corners as well. Don't forget, also Philippakos and Downard are also closing up to this train as well. We could legitimately see 8-car train for the lead in a few moments' time.
Every time we head into turn one, Barbakov is almost having to take evasive action to not go in the back of Jack Mayer, which throws him off down the hill to the chicane. So yeah, I wonder if Jack's harvesting there. Barbakov just having to throw himself out of the way to prevent impact. But through this swimming pool section now, like you say, Barbakov much higher top speed. Definitely seems to be able to handle the corners a lot better than Jack at this point.
Now, how long is it before it all kicks off?
Oh, it's going to, isn't it?
Oh, there it goes! There it goes! What a move from Cameron Roger. Dives down inside, a lot of contact. You're going to sign up with perfectly good time.
Through as well. Yes, he is. Kraus is through. So Hygo tried to fight back there, but he's going to be on the outside for turn one. But yeah, flag to flag just decided that we're both coming through. So
they've been welded together all year as well. And all the races, flag to flag, have been welded together. Oh, and Kraus now looking down inside his teammate.
No, he's fought better at that.
That'd have been a dodgy move otherwise. But now, Philippakos and Downard, obviously two guest drivers for this race today, they're involved as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can get Campbell, Wallace, and Wilson to hurry up a little bit, we could have the entire 10 of them separated by not a lot, which would be a little bit like last week at one point. I think we had the whole grid separated.
Contact between. Oh, sorry to cut you off there, but Kraus and Hygo was coming together almost at the hairpin there, but they just managed to sort themselves out.
I think Hygo's probably a little bit annoyed with Kraus. He came through with a lot of contact, let's be honest, into Anthony Nose, and I don't think he's going to mind getting his shoulders out against Kraus, to be honest.
Oh, he nearly loses it. Nearly loses it. And also now the Hutchinson is now all over the back. No, he thinks better of it, but Poom's now...
It's quite funny watching Jack Mayer out in front, his sort of defense style, and he's picking the places for the recovery, we think, is very much Barbakov, to be honest. We've seen Barbakov do this all year. So Barbakov, getting a little bit of taste of his own medicine there.
He is.
He's probably getting very frustrated.
So side by side going out of Anthony Noakes as well. Philip Kraus and Hygo's in the wall again. Side by side that final corner, and Hygo who pays the penalty there.
On the outside, can he do it? Can he make it stick into turn one? I'd be surprised.
I'll say Hutchinson seems to be taking it easy for the time being, at least.
Yep.
Everyone else seems to be behaving themselves very much so. Time being, Roger looking down inside of Barbakov, can't make it. So very more like sniffing more than anything else, sniffing for a gap that just wasn't there.
And quite Mayer's probably Kraus actually up in P4 coming from the back of the grid. He's done well, to be honest. Let's be honest, he's within a shout of the win of this race.
And still a long way to go. There's no question that any of these guys, really, realistically, these top 8 could be in a sniff of winning, because it could all kick off. And we've seen the likes of Zandvoort, we've seen as well. Mills Metro Park, just takes one thing to happen and it can all kick off for the whole train of cars. So, don't think this is going to be stale. This is going to be very, very exciting for the next 15, just under 16 minutes or so.
Barbakov through the last couple of corners, he appeared to be defending from air, which really put him into the clutches of Cameron Roger going up the pitch straight. He's okay now. It's just a very weird line through the double right-hander.
He is, and it's something like that. Sometimes you do that in just self-consciously, but it can really put you off. You don't have to do it, and then the guy behind could then sort of also, he's defending.
Cameron Rogers looking a bit racy at the minute.
He is.
starting to look all over every side of Barbakov. I'm wondering if there's a move about to happen.
But he's got a championship on the plate. You know, he doesn't have to do anything. But of course, when he got obviously having his teammate behind is going to help him. You know, just a bit of peace of mind. But you know, when you're in a train like this, you know, it only takes one error from somebody, and that could ruin your whole race, like it did for Cash Rebout, for example.
Oh,
As
is he
Roger
stopping?
now sniffing down the inside. Oh, they're 3 wide into the hairpin. They're going to sort themselves out.
3 into 1 does not go.
Actually, out of the corner, he got a great run actually from Philippakos. He's alongside Hutchinson going into the left-hander to back. Oh, there's contact. Oh, they're going to have a big wreck behind.
That's going to allow Josh Downard to potentially whip through as they're 3 wide through the swimming pool as well.
There's 3 of them after a loaf of bread, isn't it? Look at that. They're just fighting over the apex of that corner like it's the
Toilet roll
the
at
last
the minute, but
toilet
yeah.
roll. Yeah. Oh,
they're both gone.
Get down. Oh, no, he's
Josh
stuck in the
Downard
wall.
is stuck in the wall.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
Wow.
that is unfortunate stuff. And he's still stuck in it. He can't get out. He cannot get out of that wall. His day's done. Unless he gets a nudge, his day's absolutely done.
Let's see where Jack is. Maybe Jack can give him a nudge on the way round.
Well, speaking of nudges, we've had Cameron Roger just nudged into the wall at the front of the field. But Kraus in P4, Puma in P5. Now it's the top 5 now split up now, obviously because of that accident behind Hutchinson for the Pacos. Wallace, Wilson, and Downard is out of this race. I was kind of hoping suspension wasn't damaged. It was, I was kind of hoping he'd still be parked there now, just for them to have a laugh when they go round.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Josh Downard.
Yeah. Oh dear me. But we'll dial down from that a little bit. But so running through the order now. So it's Mayor from Barbakov from Roger, from Kraus, from Poom, and then big gap to Hutchinson for the Pacos P7, Cameron Wallace P8, Michael Wilson P9, Downard and Rfactor out of this race. And Roger still trying to attack Barbakov. Now, inside, outside, he just cannot make a way through Barbakov, making his car as wide as the track. Pretty much. There he goes. Roger! Oh my goodness me.
Jeez.
That was...
We thought he was going to be in the wall then. How he kept that in a straight line.
That was crazy. Crazy through there. Just losing the back of the car. Under brakes, it looked like there. And just he was pointing towards the grandstand almost out of there. But great stuff. Great catch. And stay on P3. Mayer at no point has really been under threat, but Barbakov's not really made any major moves, has he? It's just been sort of little looks, but Mayer's been in total control here since he took the lead.
And I think with Barbakov and here goes Cameron Roger again, and wow, that car was heading to the barrier again at one point. But no, as I say, if they're making it easy for Jack here, aren't they? Battling amongst themselves.
They are.
Doing his race, doing his thing.
And just under 12 minutes to go here as well. For this season to finish, as well. It's 1/4 of this race still to go as well. Yeah, top 5 now. Actually, top 6 is Hutchinson and Philippakos now are closing up to the back of this train again. I mean, it'd be a great way to end the season. They're all just finishing a train of cars. As well. Yeah, Mayer now 4/10. It's all nose to tail stuff at the front of this field. And Roger looks sniffing around again.
Yeah,
braking around the outside.
It'd be impressive if you can make that stick.
And Kraus there just being the perfect defence here, I think, for Roger, because Kraus obviously has the speed. But he doesn't need to do anything, regarding championship, unless he wants to take his own personal glory, of course, and try and win this race. But if he's doing a job for Roger to protect him, win his championship, he's doing the perfect job so far.
Roger's car at the minute, every time, we say that he's up the inside of Cameron Roger. A little bit of contact between the two teammates there. Roger managed to keep it ahead. But Cameron Roger, every time I look at his car, it looks like it's about to dart into a wall. It looks incredibly twitchy at the minute. I don't know whether he's just putting too much power through those rear wheels as he comes out the corners, but geez, I tell you what, he's done well to save it on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
But with 38 laps in,
Yeah, he's we've done extremely well. We've probably got about 12 laps to go here, you know, and I'd say the back of the train is catching up as well to this group. I say Mayor holding up well and truly through these corners on his debut in the series. Let's go through this final chicane of the lap once again. Now we've got under 10 minutes to go. The flag to flags are still looking super aggressive and trying to sniff out a way past Barbakov. But Barbakov always been in contention all race, hasn't he? And you know he's
Absolute apologies.
really
about that.
sweet.
My house phone started to ring, so I muted myself to save everybody on the stream having an annoying ring. Sorry to sort of stop mid-sentence there and go silence. Yeah, no, definitely. At this point, who's your money on, David? If you had to call it now, who would you go for?
May's been in control, but I think May's in a very good position because I think he's been safe in power since he's been out in front. But for me, you know, Barbakov, you know, he's had a great season. He's got the experience being in these situations as well. He might just have the edge strategically. So I'm going to put my money on Barbakov actually in this race for the time being. Oh,
I'd
look
go
around the outside.
Roger or Kraus. I think they're both. The flag to flags are going to come alive at any point. And I kind of want to see Kraus do it because it would be from the back to the front, which would be a nice little thing for him. But yeah, Barbakov's incredibly good in these situations, isn't he?
Yeah, so he's had some bad luck as well this year. But I say, you know, he's always been there. You know, always been there, out and about. At some points, I've been put on pole and having bad luck, or having some decent results in the season as well. But he always seems to have bad luck. Could today be the day that he breaks that curse and wins at the streets of Monaco? So as again, Roger sliding it into the corner once again. Back end just wiggling all over the place.
I said at the start, all he's got to do is keep it out of the wall, and it should be a nice, easy race. But he's having to keep it out of the wall a lot at the minute.
He's making it difficult, isn't he?
He really is.
It's like he's got sofa casters on the back of that car.
Yeah.
You know, and sliding into the wall and saying Barbakov around the final corner. You'll see that on stream as well. That was a great save to keep it out there.
Tell you what, these three as they come down the hill are almost nose to tail. Cameron Roger goes to the outside. He's up alongside Barbakov, actually ahead, but don't think he's going to do. No, he would have ended up in the wall.
Yeah, so as soon as you got that inside line into that hair, double apex hairpin, of course, you know, that's it. You know, as long as you just roll it through the corner, that is position held, you know. You're very difficult to get it around the outside of there. So I just see Kraus knock into the wall once again. Some more tap. That's a battle with 6 cars. Campbell Wallace, 7. What's happened to Philippakos has dropped down the order a little bit. Yeah, I think he's made a mistake because Wallace is out to 7th position. As well with the sole cliffhanger car in this race. So, but again, cliffhanger for a brand new team. It's their first series they've actually taken part in. Very, very good job from them.
Yep, they've had some good outings. As Roger has a look to the inside, Barbakov is instantly on the defence. Yeah,
Him trying it around the outside as well. Oh, Philip Kraus.
It's gonna, yeah, couple more laps. I think everybody's gonna, the impatience is gonna take over, and we're gonna start to see some elbows coming out.
Yeah, I'd say we're now at 6 minutes 19 seconds to go. I reckon we've got about 7 laps left. Is my prediction.
I hope Jack is ready for this. He hasn't had the experience in this series. I'm sure he's watched it, so he knows what to expect. But I hope he's ready for the dynamite explosion that's about to go off behind him.
I say, expect to see lap records come in as well. In for this race, Philip Kraus currently has that bonus point, 52.587. Expect that to be beaten the next couple of laps, or from now to the end of the race.
Roger having just a little look on the outside. He knows not to bother now. Going to have to be more creative, I think, to get ahead of Barbakov. He's going to have to catch him somewhere. But as we know, it only takes a split second to get the car sideways, and yeah, when you're this close, you could end up hounded very, very quickly by the cars behind. So they're all doing really well because it is immense pressure for all of them.
Barbakov went sideways out of the chicane there. I think they've just upped the pace. I think now they've just upped the pace. Everything getting a little bit more sideways as Roger nearly into the wall once again. But here they come across the line one more time. And I think now you might see them starting to up the pace. That was sort of 53.7 from May at that time around. 5 minutes to go now. It's going to be hammer time for a lot of these guys now. Boom now sliding out of turn 1. But I think it's potentially a 5-horse race here for the victory. But everyone else behind, actually, the likes of Hutchinson, Wallace, Philippakos, they're closing in as well. Michael Wilson's at the back of the pack. He's out of the game for the victory, I believe. But out in front, still doing a very, very good job. These guys, not long to go now.
He wins.
Yeah.
I'll hold you to that one. Anything can happen here. Look at them all sideways coming through the double right-hander. Power has definitely been turned up, like you said, David.
Yeah, tyres getting hot as well. You know, that's not going to help proceedings. You know, as they get out of these corners with worn tyres. We'll soon
But
find
again,
out.
Jack doing an absolutely stellar job at the minute. He's still got the gap of about half a second, which doesn't sound a lot, but it's enough for him to not have to constantly live in his mirrors. As again, that's the second lap in a row. Cameron Roger has just tapped the back of Barbakov going through the double apex hairpin there. Yeah, I think, like I said before, the impatience is growing. We're running out of laps, we're running out of time. Somebody's going to do something, they always do, David.
Yeah, someone's going to go for it and hopefully get it right. But very often, more often than not, they get it wrong and it causes mayhem behind. Just seeing as well on stream, Philippakos has got past Campbell Wallace as well for P7 at the back of this train.
Yes.
Oh, and Hygo Poom sliding it into turn 1. Great catch here from Hygo Poom. But now he's lost a lot of time as a result of that.
Oh, and here comes Roger up the inside of Barbakov. Barbakov, very foolishly, in my opinion, as they're bouncing off each other. Barbakov having a look around the outside of Jack Mayer, and well, Barbakov did well to hold that off from Cameron Roger.
Well, Barbakov was shoved into the wall as well, and the exit of that hairpin as well, so he's got damage on the front left-hand side of that car. Barbakov managed to hold on, brilliantly done actually, because he was under a lot of pressure there from Cameron Roger. Cameron Roger now getting aggressive now with Barbakov. Barbakov almost loses it. But Jack Mayer has got the gap, 2 seconds up the road already, so that is pretty much job done for him now. But now it's a race here for second place. Also, Mark Hutchinson now is right on the back of Hygo Poom as they go into turn 1 once again.
So, just as pointed out by VBM, 90% race distance has now been passed. So, that point for... here we go up the inside, Cameron Roger and Barbakov, and that's Roger round. So he's down now to 7th, it looks like, as Philip... No, is he going to keep it straight again? Wow. It was a very, very late move, a very optimistic move, David.
Yeah, I think Barbakov was in the right there. You know, he made the move early. Roger just tried to slide down the inside. Didn't get the job done. It's pointless as well for Roger because he's already won the championship.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to do anything at all. He just cruised around to the finish as well. So words fail me there, but he's now in P7.
Well, like you say, he's won the championship. He's not. I mean, he got that much to lose. I suppose he has in some ways. I mean, Hutchinson is in 5th. Could have ended up out the race. That's the thing, though, isn't it? Like you say.
Well, that's it. That is it. Barbakov now. PT Kraus is now going to be the one to have a go past Barbakov. Stunning, done a stunning job.
A minute left, so another couple of laps.
Yeah, that's right. I think it'll be 1 lap after this one. Jack Mayer in a great position. He's backed off a little bit.
Oh, Kraus almost spinning out at the swimming pool. He came in so fast and really struggled to get it slowed down. He was all over the back of Barbakov. I don't think it'll take him too long to get back there, to be honest. But we crossed the line for lap 49, so...
Yeah, this will be the final lap. And Barbakov's looking down the inside. He's down the inside.
No,
that is a...
Kept it.
Oh, there's a crash behind us while Hygo Poom's hit the wall as well, but it's going to be a free car back for the win now.
Oh, here comes
Lunging
Kraus
from
up
Kraus.
the inside.
Mayer around the outside.
That's
And
Mayer spun, half spun. That's Kraus to second. It looks like Barbakov might have just won this race.
He has. That was an aggressive move for Barbakov. You know, I felt that was a bit too ambitious there into turn one. Barbakov's out in front. Look at the scrap over behind now. Philip Kraus from the back of the grid up to P2. And he's looking like he's going to keep that position full flag to flag. Also flag to flag to win the team's championship as well. But out of the final corner comes Stoyan Barbakov, and he looks like he's going to win at Streets of Monaco, breaking his Formula E duck here. Stoyan Barbakov wins at Streets of Monaco. And coming across the line now, P7, Cameron Rogers is going to take the team Drivers' Championship here at the Streets of Monaco. Cameron Rogers winning the WCS Voltage Series Championship here this evening as well. It was a scrappy drive in the end, but he got the job done. And
Absolutely
he takes the
great
championship
drive.
and those 2 Formula E tickets to the Berlin E-Prix as well. Well done to Cameron Roger as well. Congratulations to him. But Stoyan Barbakov finally broken his duck here. You know, after a hard season, I remember he was leading in race 1, round 1 of the championship. He set his radiator too low and he retired at the very early stages of that race. So him to break his duck here, brilliant stuff. Just running down the finishing order. Barbakov and Philip Kraus, great job from him to finish P2. Jack May, I think, is going to feel like he's been robbed after leading for so long, and a sort of ambitious move down the inside ruined his chance of a win, but still a great result on your debut there. P3 for him. Mark Hutchinson P4, Philip Pakos P5, Cargo Poon P6, Cam Roger P7 taking the championship. Campbell Wallace in P8, Michael Wilson P9, and obviously Josh Downard with his comical DNF.
Yes.
And Cass Rietveld proving that he can actually lose a wheel
Yes.
in the service as well. But that has been the WCS Voltage Series as well. And I've forgotten it's 2 wins in a row for Barbakov. Apologies. Thanks, VBM, for that. You know, tell I was away last week, can't you?
I was just having a drink, otherwise I'd have definitely corrected you, because I almost definitely remembered. No, it's been an absolute pleasure doing the comms with you, Mr. Carter. Hopefully everybody who's watching has enjoyed it. Go ahead and leave a like on the stream if you have. And yeah, we'll see what's coming next.
Yeah, so I'll say I hope you guys have all enjoyed the WCS Voltage series. So I'll say we should be looking to do some more in the future as well. Keep an eye on the social media as well. Massive thanks to our sponsors as well. Obviously, Virtual Race Car Engineer for sponsoring the series as well. Obviously, you can use their promotion code WCS Rocks for 10% discount on Steam. 3D Wrap, Race View, of course, Sim News, all doing their great work behind the scenes as well. HM Engineering as well. All big thanks to our sponsors for keeping us running, basically. You know, helping us run and maintain a good standard here as well. SimSync, you know, all do a great job as well. I think on that note, I'll say what first thing I want to do is massive thanks to all the drivers taking part throughout the season. Without them, we wouldn't have any racing to commentate on. Obviously, the viewers as well. You know, thank you for being loyal, the ones who've stuck around all season. You know, it's been a pleasure reading your chat. You know, getting you involved as well if we can. Mike Pittman, the league owner, all the staff behind the scenes looking after the servers, obviously the penalties, standings, all the graphics that's done as well. I say keep up the great work, and of course, Mad Otter, thank you for joining and commentating alongside me for a lot of this series as well. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No, absolutely. I loved every minute of it. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure working with you, Mr. Carter. And yeah, what a series. Really enjoyed it.
And so hopefully we'll get to see you involved next time. That would be nice.
In the com box, yeah, absolutely.
Nice stuff as well. But I say, hopefully we'll be seeing you again in the near future. From me though, from WCS, we wish you a very safe and a very happy coming days, weeks, and months as well.
Absolutely.
We'll see you soon. Bye
Take
for
care,
now.
everybody.
Virtual Race Car Engineer 2020, the intermediate level tuning software for racers. Can you come up with your own baseline setup but are still slower than most? Don't know what to do when you gain that extra bit of speed to compete for podium spots? The Virtual Race Car Engineer is for you. Virtual Race Car Engineer fine-tunes your existing baseline setup to get the most out of your car, and fast, offering whole lap and corner specific advice. Virtual Race Car Engineer will get the very best out of your setup. In the process, the driver tailors the setup to his individual needs and feel. The end result is a comfortable, reliable, and fast race setup ready to challenge for the top positions. The 2020 version brings you even more car choices, more session choices, and individual car options than ever before. An improved lap wizard to tailor advice to your individual handling problems really makes all the difference. Have you always wanted a knowledgeable engineer by your side? Well, Virtual Race Car Engineer is just that, and means tuning your personal race car setups couldn't be easier.
Raceview.nl, where you and your league can get live timing updates every 2 seconds with stint analysis and an auto-generated track map, whilst also enjoying an overlay for your live broadcasts. Get your 30-day subscription on up to 3 servers for only $3.99. WCSLeague, where racing is entertainment, uses Raceview.nl for all their live timing. Why don't you check it out too?